My grandfather left $2 million, but the will only listed grandsons. My family celebrated. I didn't reveal I was a lawyer. If you'd seen the smile on my face on court day. My name is Sarah Mitchell, and I'm telling this story from Chicago. Wherever you're watching this, let me know in the comments. Have you ever been undervalued just because you're a girl? As if you chose the wrong gender? Because that's exactly what my story is about. And it ends with justice. My grandfather, William Mitchell, was a classic self-made man who built a real estate empire from scratch in Illinois. When he died at the age of 87, he left behind $2 million, but he grew up in the 1940s. In other words, some would say he was old-fashioned. He had 4 grandchildren. My uncle Marcus's 2 sons, Derek and Tyler. My other uncle, Robert's son, Jason. And then there was me, the only granddaughter. Every Sunday night, we had family dinner at our Oak Park home. Grandpa would sit at the head of the long table and explain his real estate investments and business strategies to the grandsons. Me? I used to wash dishes in the kitchen. Boys talk business, girls help their mothers, he always said. But there was a small problem. The kitchen door was always slightly ajar. I heard her talk all the time. By 10, I could calculate a mortgage. By 12, I could even understand why some of my grandfather's investments were failing. One day, when I was 16, she took me aside. "Sarah," he said, "you're a smart girl, I know that. But women have a hard time in business. You get married and have children. Men are designed for this kind of work." I cried in my bed that night. Then I made a decision. I was going to apply to Northwestern University Law School and study real estate law. Not just to prove something to my grandfather, but to prove something to myself. I graduated with a full scholarship. I became a specialist in estate and probate litigation at a prestigious law firm in Chicago. But my family never took it seriously. My uncle Marcus would say, "How wonderful! Sarah has a hobby, like a hobby." My grandfather never even asked. Because I wasn't important to him. In May of last year, I received an unexpected call. It was my grandfather. "Sarah, I need to see you. Don't tell anyone." His voice was different, tired, hurt. The next day, when he opened the door, I was shocked. He was thin, and there were dark circles under his eyes. "Come in," he said. "Pancreatic cancer. The doctors said 3 to 6 months. I need to show you something." He pulled out a thick file on the table. "This is my will. Marcus prepared it 5 years ago. But I just read it, and there's a problem. Sarah, this will is wrong." He opened the file and showed it to me. I read it. The entire estate will be divided equally among the grandsons, Derek Mitchell, Tyler Mitchell, Jason Mitchell. My name was nowhere to be found. Marcus called it family tradition, and I signed without question, Grandpa said. There was sadness in his eyes. But I want to change that now. The problem is, it can't be done. Because Marcus is my lawyer and has access to all the documents. If he gets suspicious, he'll try to stop me. He might even portray me as mentally ill. "What do you want from me?" I asked. "You're a lawyer. You're an expert in real estate law. Tell me, how can this will be invalidated?" I thought for a few seconds. Then I said, "There are a few ways. If mental pressure was used when the will was made, if the person signing the will lacked full capacity, if the will was forged or altered." Grandfather looked at me with pride for the first time and walked away. "That's exactly what I wanted to hear." Then he continued, "When Marcus made that will, I was fresh out of surgery. I was heavily morphine-addled. My nurse, Linda, was there and saw everything. She knew what I signed that day, but Linda knows everything. Where is Linda now? She retired to Portland, Oregon. Here's her phone number." He held out a piece of paper. "Contact her. You have to do the right thing." "I have any other evidence?" "Yes, I do." Marcus showed me a copy, but I found the original. "Here." He pulled out another file. "Compare them." Marcus changed some sections. "Your name in particular has been completely removed." My hands trembled slightly. "This is fraud." "Yes, I do." But you'll have to prove it in court. After I die, find Linda. Gather the documents. Get justice. And Sarah. Yes? I apologize. It was all my fault for not seeing you, for not appreciating you. But you are so much stronger than them. Now go and take what is rightfully yours. Promise me. I promise. I left that day and didn't say a word to anyone. But my plan was set. Grandfather died in November. The funeral was cold and formal. At dinner, Marcus said, "His will be read. Everyone should be in your lawyer's office. Sarah, you should come, of course. Maybe grandfather left you a little souvenir." Tyler laughed softly. "Maybe he left you that antique tea set?" You know, girly things. I just kept quiet, because I was already following my plan. 2 weeks before grandfather died, he had flown to Portland and saved Linda Garrison. He was a 72-year-old retiree. We met in a small cafe. I was there, Linda said. Mr. Mitchell had just come out of surgery. We were at Northwestern Memorial. He was on a very high morphine dose. Marcus came up to him and said, "Dad, you need to sign your will." Mr. Mitchell asked confusedly, "Which will?" Marcus said, "We talked about it before. We discussed it. But that wasn't the conversation. Are you sure about this?" "I'm absolutely sure, because I never left Mr. Mitchell's side." Marcus kept insisting, "Go ahead, Dad, sign it." Mr. Mitchell was so exhausted and unconscious that he signed without questioning it. "Will you tell that in court?" Linda paused for a moment. Then, her face firm, she replied, "Mr. Mitchell was a good man. If this is unfair, yes, I will testify." I located and retrieved all the documents, signed, dated, and legal. Then I compared the wills in detail. The original will had my grandfather divide the estate into 4 equal parts: Derek, Tyler, Jason, and me. But Marcus's version didn't include my name. Furthermore, Marcus had listed himself as executor and a 10% commission, $200,000. I took it to the document specialist. "This is a play," the specialist said. "It's not the original. And some sections are in a different font. This is clearly an afterthought. I formally requested all of Grandpa's hospital records from Northwestern Memorial. The day of the surgery, the record clearly stated, patient on high morphine dosage, cognitive function severely limited, legal capacity questionable. All the pieces were in place. I was ready. It was a cold Wednesday morning in November. Attorney Harrison's office was in the Chicago Loop, a few blocks from Willis Tower. The whole family was gathered: Marcus and Robert, his father, David, my cousins, Derek, Tyler, and Jason, and of course, me. Marcus came over and patted me on the shoulder. "Sarah, it's so nice to be here today. Grandpa surely remembers you. Even if it's a small one, he's got a good joke in him." I smiled. "I hope so." Lawyer Harrison walked in. He was an old, serious-faced man. He adjusted his glasses and placed them where he saw them. "William Mitchell's will and testament," he said formally. "I will begin reading. I, William James Mitchell, in full soundness of mind, do hereby distribute my entire estate as follows. To my grandson, Derek Mitchell, $500,000. To my grandson, Tyler Mitchell, $500,000. To my grandson, Jason Mitchell, $500,000. Derek and Tyler looked at each other. Marcus relaxed. Harrison switched. Then he paused, his brow furrowed. "Wait," he said. "There's something here." "It's not the same handwriting. It looks like Mr. Mitchell's handwriting." Marcus leaned forward. "Not what?" "Read it." Harrison read aloud. "This document is not my original will. Please refer to the present document numbered 1847 in the office safe." The room froze suddenly. "What?" Marcus burst in. "This is nonsense." "Get on with it," Harrison continued calmly. "Please get document number 1847 from the office safe." 5 minutes passed. No one said a word. Marcus was sweating. Robert looked confused. My father was looking at me curiously. The assistant returned with a sealed envelope. Harrison opened it and read the documents inside. His expression changed completely. "This," he said, taking a deep breath, "is the true, legally valid will of William Mitchell. Notarized, prepared 6 months in advance, and supported by medical reports." "Read!" Marcus shouted. Harrison read resolutely. "I, William James Mitchell, declare that my previous will was made under mental duress and incapacitated. My true and enduring wishes are $500,000 to my grandson, Derek Mitchell. $500,000 to my grandson, Tyler Mitchell. $500,000 to my grandson, Jason Mitchell." He paused, then continued. "And $500,000 to my granddaughter, Sarah Mitchell." The room froze. "Impossible!" Marcus shouted, his voice trembling. "This is fake!" "This cannot be legal," Harrison continued. "Furthermore, there are serious allegations that Marcus Mitchell manipulated me and that Sarah Mitchell was appointed executor of this will." Complete silence. Then chaos. Marcus turned to me. His face was bright red. "You! You did this. You manipulated him." For the first time, I truly and genuinely smiled. "No, Marcus. Your grandfather did this. I only did what he wanted." "This isn't legal. I'm going to court. I'm contesting this will," Harrison said coldly. "Mr. Mitchell, if you go to court, I have the money Linda Garrison paid the notary. That means years in prison." Marcus's face went completely white. He sat back down slowly. Robert said in shock, "Marcus, did you really manipulate our father? For money?" Marcus didn't answer. He just buried his face in his hands. Harrison turned to me. "Ms. Mitchell, there's a letter in the will specifically for you. Here. It was your grandfather's handwriting. Dear Sarah, if you're reading this letter, it means you made it." And so did I. I apologize. Not seeing you, not appreciating you, was my biggest mistake. But now I know. Your heart can overcome all their might. This money is yours. Use it wisely, realize your dreams, and never forget. It makes no difference whether you're male or female. There is justice, and you are justice itself. Stay with love. Always, always loving you, Grandpa. Tears welled up in my eyes, but I grew up. Because this wasn't sadness. It was the hurt of finally being seen, of being valued. Marcus didn't argue. He couldn't. The evidence was clear. But I took another step. I filed a formal complaint with the Illinois State Bar Association. Following the investigation, Marcus's law license was suspended indefinitely. He's no longer a lawyer. Derek and Tyler took their money and started spending it rapidly. I heard Derek went into luxury car trading in Miami. Tyler, on the other hand, invested all his money in cryptocurrency investments and lost most of it. I never spoke to Jason, but I hope he used his money better. My father was there for me. "You were always strong, Sarah," he said. "I couldn't see it, but your grandfather finally did. And now I am. I'm proud of you." So what did I do with that money? First, I resigned from the prestigious law firm I was working at and started my own practice. I called it Mitchell and Associates. It's a small but modern practice in downtown Chicago. I only handle inheritance cases, focusing specifically on family injustice and manipulation. Second, I established a fund called the Sarah Mitchell Justice Scholarship. It provides full scholarships to female law students because these young women don't need a grandfather or the approval of someone else. They just need themselves and the comforts. Third, I sent $50,000 to Linda Garrison. My note read, "Thank you for bearing witness for justice and having the courage to speak the truth." Linda tried to return the money, but I refused. "This isn't a thank you," I said on the phone. "This is a commendation." What did I do with the rest of the money? Investing, real estate, exactly the strategies I'd used to eavesdrop on Grandpa through the kitchen door. The difference was, this time I didn't just listen, I implemented them. Last week, I saw Marcus. He was wearing an old worn jacket. He saw me but turned away. He couldn't look. I didn't look either. Because it didn't matter anymore. Last month, Derek ran into me at a bar. He came up to me. Sarah, he said, I'm sorry. We, we've always treated you so badly. We were wrong. I looked at him. The anger was gone, only peace. I know, Derek, I said, and it's never too late to forgive. But it's too late to forget. I turned away. I'm speaking to you now from this screen. If those around you belittle you, make you feel worthless, tell you you're not enough, know one thing. They're wrong. Not you. Your worth doesn't exist in their worth. Your worth is in your worth. For many years, I listened to them while I washed dishes in the kitchen. I learned, I grew, I planned. And finally, I won. You can win too. Justice sometimes comes slowly. Sometimes it seems too late. But it does. It just takes the right person, in the right place, at the right time. I was that person. You can too. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm calling from Chicago. And this is my story. Now I ask you, tell me in the comments. What's your story? How did you break up? How did you win? How do you dream of winning? Let's draw strength from each other's stories. After all, justice isn't just won in court. It's won in life too. By believing, by fighting for your rights, and by never, ever giving up. Thank you.